All right, I'm I'm on hole number 14 of the touchdown tournament. I'm in the opening round of the rookie division. Hole number 14. Let me make sure I got my notes set up here. All right, let's go check out hole number 14. Let's make sure it matches up with my notes. This is the one really big reason. Before Golf Clash Notebook came out, you could go out to a hole and it was a pain to try and find out, like look at the little picture and see what the hole was and try and remember what it was. It was a pain to do all that stuff. All right, I am going right out. I haven't figured this shot out yet, but I have learned some stuff. So I was hitting back in here with a katana, and I'm now using a kingmaker so that I can get closer up in the hole so that I can go right at the cup and not have to use any curl. But I can put max backspin on it. So I came in here and I put on max backspin, and I had my second bounce in the cup. And my third bounce was past it to see if it would suck it back to the hole, and it rolled off. It didn't roll off much, but it just rolled off right there. It didn't have any movement backwards at all. So then I came to the hole and I set it up with my third bounce in the cup, and it's going long. And I'm going to do a wind adjustment here because it seems like it's going long and to the right. And I think the wind's blowing to the right, so I'm going to add on more wind. So I'm going to do a full pull, which is 1.2 per ring, and I'm going to do it add on 20%. And I'm going to put my third bounce behind towards the tee box. It's going to be behind or in front of the cup because it seems like it's bouncing farther back and then it's rolling out. It's not responding like a normal backspin shot would respond. This is a low percentage hole. I'm just trying to increase my odds. There's zero risk here because I'm in front of the sand. So the worst thing that happens is I don't go in the cup. Or I get a disconnect or a timeout. I suppose it could get worse. It could get bad because this is definitely not a high percentage hole-in-one hole. This isn't one of those holes that you could get a timeout and then you could come back and recover from it by getting a hole-in-one. Okay, and I wanted to put on all of the... I want to come back from the cup just a little to where that line is. It's 1.2 per ring, so there's 2.4. That leaves me 6. So it's 2.5 rings. And I'm adding on 20%, which is 6. I'm going to go full 3 rings. And hitting it perfect. Come on. Let's see some action where it's closer to the cup than what it's been. That's what I'm talking about right there. So I set it up right here in this spot. I moved it back from the cup. I'll have to go back and watch how it's playing out there, but I know that looked weird in the setup. But based on the last 2 times that I've taken it and where it's gone, that looked like it was going to put me closer. We shall see. I've been working that spot. I see very few players go over to that island. And I really do think that this is a low percentage par 3. And I see a lot of people epic fail. And I see people end up in the sand, or I see people roll off the back and get down at the bottom. I'm seeing less and less as the week goes on. You'll see less and less people fail on it. They'll figure out the way, but I do see very few people go over to the side that I go. And I don't know why, because it's a super safe shot. And the reason I put that little teeny bit of side spin on there is if you go back and rewind, if I hadn't put that side spin on there, I probably would have had to adjust either right to the sand, or if the wind was a little bit higher, potentially over into the sand. And I don't want my wind adjustment to involve having to move over that sand, because when you hit the lip, it screws up the ring. So I put that little bit of left-hand curl on there so that I could move it more to the right and get it a little bit further away from that sand. So if you're comfortable making those sand adjustments, you could make it the other way. All right, that was hole number 14. Nothing special, but nothing bad happened. All right, we have a serious Albie shot coming up on hole number 15. And of the par fives that are in this tournament, this one is the one that fits my game the most because it gets me in hornet range. And I have not hit it perfect going into the cup, except for in practice. So I feel a perfect coming on. I'll see you there. Thanks for watching.